Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Friday, 25th of October 2024. On this day, in 1415, the English army led by Henry V. scored a decisive victory over the French at the Battle of Agincourt during the Hundred Years' War, paving the way for further English conquests and successes. From the Indian history point of view, on 25th of October 1924, the British authorities in India arrested Subhash Chandra Bose and sent him to jail for 2 years. 25th of October also 1938, Alfonsina Storni, an Argentine poet and a playwright of the modernist period, died. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu stated that President Mozu to take 50% salary cut amid worsening financial crunch in the Maldives. Maldives President Mohamed Mozu. The move was announced as a part of special measures in his government's economic reform agenda. Maldives President Mohamed Mozu will take a 50% salary cut as a part of his government's efforts to cut costs as the country braces itself for a possibly severe financial crunch. President Mozu announced special measures in line with his government's economic reform agenda proposed as a part of the 2025 national budget. As an initial step, the president stated he will not be taking 50% of his salary, his office said in a statement on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Further, the salary of all political appointees and the staff of all state-owned enterprises, excluding banks, will be reduced by 10%. Severe cyclone Dana makes landfall along Odisha coast. An Indian Meteorological Department illustration showing the path of cyclone Dana. Process likely to continue till early morning on Friday, that is today, with the widespread rain and wind. Odisha government shifted 584 lakh people to cyclone shelters. Storm may recur once it enters land in West Bengal. Flights and trains have been suspended and schools closed and 24/7 helplines set up. The landfall process of severe cyclonic storm Dana began on Thursday, October 24, 2024 night and was expected to continue till the Friday morning, the Indian Meteorological Department said. The storm moved north-northwest at a speed of 15 km per hour over the past 6 hours before making a landfall between the Bhitarkanika in Kendrapara district and Dharma in Bhadrak district with the wind speeds of around 110 km per hour, a senior Indian Meteorological Department official said. The landfall started with the entry of outer cloud mass of the system. When the center of the system reaches land, wind speeds are expected to reach 120 km per hour. Umar Shankar Das, a senior scientist at the Regional Meteorological Center in Bhubaneswar, told the PTI. Mr. Das noted that the landfall process will last for about 4 to 5 hours till Friday morning. Earlier in the day, Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi informed that both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah had inquired about the Odisha government's preparedness to handle the impending storm. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper stated that Sheikh Hasina's exile, Lutyana's bungalow, heavy security cover. For roughly 2 decades, Sheikh Hasina lived in a sprawling palace ringed by manicured gardens that spanned 3,600 square meters in the heart of Dhaka and was built originally to accommodate Queen Elizabeth II. A sweeping insurrection mounted by student activists deposed her on August 5, forcing her to flee to India and take shelter at a secure location near the Hindon Air Force Base in Uttar Pradesh. The officials quoted above said her new residence was an intelligence bureau safe house, but asked not to disclose the exact location, citing threats to Hasina's life. She is also facing an arrest warrant in Bangladesh. 2 soldiers among 4 killed in the terror attack on army trucks in the Jammu and Kashmir. Security personnel cordoned off the area after a terrorist attack in Ganerbal district on Monday. 2 soldiers and 2 civilians were killed after terrorists ambushed army vehicles in the Baramulla district of Jammu and Kashmir on Thursday. Officials are aware of the matter, said the latest incipient of terror strikes that have roiled the UT since the conclusion of assembly elections. According to officials, a convoy carrying personnel of Rashtriya Rifles unit and a civilian porters was moving to the Nagin post of the Afrawat range when terrorists opened fire on the 2 army trucks at the Pota Patri, roughly 6 km from the tourist hub of Gulmarg. It was not immediately known how many vehicles were part of the convoy or the number of soldiers and porters each truck was carrying. Going to the economy of the country from the banking and finance point of view, credit growth by banks slow to 12% in financial year 25. ICRA for the NBS, the growth in assets under the management AUM is expected to slow down sharply, 16 to 18% in the financial year 2025, from 25% in the financial year of 2024. While the financial year 2025 figure includes the impact of the merger of the HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank, the financial year 2024 number excludes the impact. Weak corporate profit growth likely and second quarter initial trend shows. The growth rate in the net profit of 197 companies declined to 6.1% at rupees 83,007 crore in the Q2 of financial year 2024-25 as against 27.4%, rupees 78,224 crore in the same period of the last year, according to the data compiled by Bank Baroda Research. BRICS bloc endorses India's stance on European Union's carbon tax push for the local currency settlements. This comes after the India's criticism of the European Union's carbon tax, which as per industry estimates could raise the costs of the Indian exports by 20 to 35%, making them uncompetitive in the European market. Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the Russia's President Vladimir Putin, China's President Xi Jinping and other world leaders during the 16th BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia, Wednesday, October 23, 2024. Going towards the world news, including Kamala Harris rally with the Springsteen and Obama trying 20,000 people in Georgia. United States fast food chain has removed onions following McDonald's E. coli outbreak. McDonald's sued by Colorado man for $50,000 hammer E. coli outbreak. With 12 days to go for United States presidential election, new poll shows Trump and Harris neck and neck nationally. Canada's Trudeau vows to lead Liberal Party in the next election despite calls to step down. Sri Lankan police arrested the 3 in plot against Israeli tourists at Arugam Bay. Going to the science and tech, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO satellites tracking cyclone Dana since October 20. Dark clouds hover over the Hooghly rivers as the cyclone Dana is expected to make landfall over the Odisha West Bengal coast near Howrah Bridge in Kolkata on October 24, 2024. ISRO says satellite inputs help in better monitoring and mitigation of cyclone threat. The Indian Space Research Organization on Thursday said it's a polar orbiting satellite EOS-6 and geostationary satellite INSAT 3DR have been tracking the cyclone Dana since October 20. Cyclone Dana live updates October 24, 2024. Cyclone storm Dana is fast approaching the coastal districts of Odisha and West Bengal. ISRO satellites are tracking cyclones since October 20. ISRO polar orbiting satellite EOS-06 and geostationary satellite INSAT 3DR are regularly providing valuable information on the cyclone status. ISRO polar orbiting satellite EOS-06 scatterometer sensor provides the status of the ocean winds and their circulation well before the formation of the cyclone, the space agency said. ISRO also released pictures and videos and stated that the satellite inputs help in better monitoring and mitigation of the cyclone threat in India. Why did the government sanction a 50% hike in price of commonly used drugs? The central government passed the order. citing extraordinary circumstances and public interest. According to the government, the recent 50% hike in the price of the commonly used drugs was sanctioned, keeping in mind larger public interest and to ensure continued availability of drugs. On October 14, the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority of India (NPPA) increased the ceiling prices of 8 drugs comprising medication for common diseases including the asthma, tuberculosis, bipolar disorder, and glaucoma. Among others, prices have been increased by 50%. The central government passed the order, citing extraordinary circumstances and public interest. The NAPA comes under the Department of Pharmaceuticals, under the Union Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, and a government release stated that it increased prices in greater public interest. The NPPA's mandate is to ensure availability of the essential drugs at affordable price and ensure affordability without jeopardizing access. Essential drugs must remain available, and their price regulations should not lead to a situation where these drugs become unavailable instead. The NAFA added that it has been receiving applications from manufacturers for upward revision of prices, citing increased cost of the active pharmaceutical ingredients, increase in the cost of the production, and change in the exchange rate are making production and marketing of the drugs unavailable. Companies also applied for the discontinuation of some formulations on account of their unviability. Additionally, according to the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1945 and rules, manufacturers of drugs are required to comply with the conditions of the manufacturing license and the requirements of the good manufacturing practices. According to the Drugs Rules 1945, manufacturing, test, labeling, packaging, storage, and distribution are required to carry it out in the compliance with the conditions of license, including good manufacturing practices (GMP) prescribed under the Schedule M of Drugs Rules 1945. In case of the violation, the licensing authority is empowered to act. Class, there's a famous quotation by a famous scientist whose biography is full name is Old Pakir General Abdin Abdul Kalam, APJ Abdul Kalam, birth anniversary 15th of October 1931 up to 27th of July 2015. Was an Indian aerospace scientist and a statesman who served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. Born and raised in Muslim family in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. He studied physics and aerospace engineering, spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and a science administrator, mainly in the Defense and Development Organization, Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO), and was intimately involved in India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts. He thus came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational, technical, and a political role in India's Pokhran second nuclear tests in 1998. The first since the original nuclear test by India in 1974. Kalam was elected as the 11th President of India in 2002 with the support of the both ruling party, Janata Party, and the then opposition in the National Congress. Widely reported as the People's President, he returned to his civilian life of education, writing, and public service after a single term. He was a recipient of several prestigious awards, including Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. While delivering a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, Kalam collapsed and died from an apparent cardiac arrest on the 27th of July 2015, aged 83. Thousands, including national-level dignitaries, attended the funeral ceremony held in the hometown of Rameshwar, where he was buried with the full state honors. Kalam says a famous quotation. He says that if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. Okay, thank you.